I'm Tulsa World Meteorologist Kirsten Lang. Thanks for joining me this morning. Wanted to give you guys an update on how things are looking outside because it's been a little bit of a noisy morning for us, of course, with showers and storms that they've been moving across the area. We've even had a couple of storms that have become severe warned, and one in particular right now, just down towards the south of Tulsa County. With these storms, we're getting some gusty winds that are coming of them, and then we are also seeing a little bit of hail development in some as well. But this is for Okfuskee and Okmulgee County. Right now, the potential for hail up to an inch in diameter, and wind speeds around 50 miles per hour. And that's going to continue for about the next 30 minutes or so as that storm continues to push towards the east. So that's the only severe warned storm that we have at the moment. Of course, we've seen a couple of these storms actually even coming through Tulsa that have been severe warned this morning. And I'm just expanding my screen for you just a bit so you can get a little bit better look at the whole picture. There we go. So again, what we're looking at this morning, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, and a lot of rain. That's going to be one of the big things that we take away from this over the next 24 hours as we continue to see showers and storms move across eastern Oklahoma. So we have already seen reports of about an inch or so. I'm going to check some of these mesonet sites for you just to give you the latest. But in the past 1.5 hours, 1 hour or so, we've seen here in Tulsa County 1.3 inches, South Tulsa County 1.18 inches, out towards Creek County, in the middle of Creek County about 1.49, so already an inch and a half. And then in far western Creek County, almost 2.5 inches already this morning. So, we've seen some pretty impressive totals already, and this rain is just going to continue to come. It's coming kind of in waves. Very heavy rain. You probably noticed that. Man, right as I was getting out the door and taking my kids to school, it seemed like the skies just opened up. But yeah, we're going to continue to see some pockets of very heavy rainfall that move through, and then the risk for severe weather as well. And so I want to highlight that a little bit also. So what I was showing you here, this was rain. I can put the lightning back on. There's a lot of lightning, obviously, because you've heard a lot of thunder this morning too, so you know that. But let's show you first the severe risk. The severe risk with this event is mainly south and west, but there is the risk that we can still see some severe storms here in Tulsa too. I just think that the stronger storms at this point may still be just a little bit south and west of us. We are under that slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center with that enhanced risk farther south around that I-40 corridor and southbound. What we're watching is another warm front, of course, like what we had on Monday. Sometimes I don't get my days straight. This is Wednesday. On Monday, the warm front, or rather today, the warm front is going to be progressing northward. And, that warm front brings in very warm, unstable air. And so we're going to be watching to see how far north that actually moves and if it makes it all the way in towards the I-44 corridor and Tulsa County. But that will increase our risk of seeing severe weather. Now, with the risk for tornadoes, that's going to be more west. And I'm going to show you that in a second on our Futurecast, where the dry line sets up and some of those supercells start to fire up. That's going to be a little bit farther westbound and south. Same with damaging winds. And if you remember me showing you all of this on Monday, this was kind of the bullseye over Tulsa. Now it's just shifted a little bit. So that's good news for us in Tulsa County and, north of the I-40 corridor. But it doesn't mean we're out of the woods. So I don't want you to let your guard down completely. Know that we'll still potentially see some severe weather with this. But the damaging winds, you have the highest likelihood of seeing that, again, south. And then also large hail development, too. That's going to be south. And even in, portions of northern Texas really need to be watching out for that, too. If you're doing any traveling today and you're headed in that area, really be aware of that also because it could do some damage, of course, to vehicles. Watches and warnings, we're actually, it's not showing up on this map specific to severe thunderstorms, but we are actually under some flood advisories. And just to go back real quick, I'm going to look here just to give you a quick look. Flood watch and flood advisory are two things that we are under today until 10:30 with the flood advisory, but then going into tomorrow with that flood watch. And that's because, as I mentioned earlier, several inches of rainfall are possible with these rounds of storms as they keep moving through. So we're just going to keep accumulating rainfall on top of the already high totals that we've seen. I just told you from that Mesonet site, we saw 2.5 inches already in far western Creek County. So, seen a lot of rain, still expecting some more on top of that. So let's start off and show you the Futurecast to give you an update on how things are looking for the remainder of the day. So here is that rain that just moved through the area this morning. That's going to continue pushing east, of course. Take a look at what's behind it, though, coming in towards that I-35 corridor. There's around 11:30 noon. Early afternoon hours, I suspect another round of showers and storms to roll through the area. Back behind that, bringing even additional rainfall amounts, of course, on top of that. And then take a quick peek over towards the panhandle of Texas and even Oklahoma. Here's 3:34 o'clock. This is when that dry line should start to fire up, bringing some severe storms potentially with it as well, with the possibility of large hail and damaging winds and tornadic development. So that's going to be west around the panhandle of Texas and far western Oklahoma. Back here in northeastern Oklahoma, we're looking at, again, more heavy rainfall, thunderstorms that will roll through. Chance for some of those to be severe, but with that, again, it's gusty winds, 50 miles an hour, the possibility of some hail up to an inch. That's kind of the story with these showers this morning, and that's why we've seen a few severe warning storms, but it was for that reason. Okay, so then going through the afternoon, look at all of those showers and storms that are firing up to the west there around the Panhandle and then in northern Texas. These are all the storms that you need to watch for potentially being stronger to severe. And then this starts to move into northeastern and eastern Oklahoma then tonight. So we'll look for these storms to progress eastward, then moving into our area, then 9-10 p.m. or so. As those continue to move east, our chances of them being stronger to severe are a little bit greater than at that point. And let me zoom down. That was a regional view because I wanted you to see where the dry line was going to be setting up, which again, well to our west. Coming back down, a little bit closer into home. See, there's right around midday that we would see some more showers and storms just kind of off and on. And then another heavy bulk of that coming in 7, 8. We may even see that, but 8, 9, 10. There are some of those stronger, possibly severe storms as well. That's one model. I just want to show you just a second model so you kind of get an average of the two. There again is what we saw this morning. Those showers move out. And then here's that round this evening, about 10, 8, 9, 10. So they're all kind of averaging right around that time frame later in the evening that we'll be seeing those. And then the chance for rain continues into Thursday morning as well before it finally all moves out as the cold front finally gets out of here early Thursday afternoon. So your chance for rain will hold on off and on from now until Thursday, midday, early afternoon hours. All right, for rainfall totals. So this model is putting pockets of 6 inches in spots, which is not far off. I really do think that we could potentially be seeing 3, 4 inches. We've already seen 1.5 inches this morning. And, then those pockets of heavier rain, 6 inches, potentially as well, as this rain is just relentless. Good for drought reasons, of course. But when it comes so much, so fast all at once, then you get that, the issue with flooding. And so it's just something that you take with it. And it's just something you need to be aware of throughout the day. So the rain and the rainfall totals are really going to be kind of the main story with this too. Severe weather isn't anything that you shouldn't also consider, but the added flooding on top of that as well is just something that you'll need to be watching. So we'll keep watching this for you. I'll let you know more of the latest as I have it through the day, and then any severe weather, of course, that may be coming about later on today as well. I thank you for tuning in to Tulsa World and having us there on your cell phone, on your laptop, however you may be getting us streaming digitally. I really appreciate it. We're here for you, and we're here watching these events for you to try to keep you safe at home. So stay dry today and stay safe while you're out there. Thanks for joining us.